Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and today's video is about removing malware from the WordPress website. In this tutorial, I'll walk you through step-by-step process on how you can remove malicious code from your WordPress website and clean it up and secure it at the end so the malicious code or the malware doesn't come back. So without further ado, let's switch to the tutorial. So this is one of our client website, which you can see is completely broken, and it has malicious code which we need to clean and secure it to make sure that the malware doesn't come back. So we'll be going through these 5 steps, where first we will check all the files for malicious weird code, checking htaccess file for weird code, updating all themes and plugins, updating all WordPress core files, and at the end we'll be using WordPress plugin to scan and secure our website so the malware doesn't come back. So for the first step, we will check all the 5 PHP files for weird malicious code. I have already removed malicious code from most of the files, like all of the files, just because it's not possible for me to record all the file, cleaning up all the files. And let me show you how the weird code will look like. So I'm logged into the cPanel of this website, and if you go to the file manager and check out, go to the public HTML and then wp-config. This file is not cleaned yet, so I'll clean it up and show you guys how the code will look like. There might be some other types of code, but most of the time it's similar. Okay, looks like this one was also cleaned up, so I'm gonna show you guys another file where we have the weird code showing up. So just one sec, I'm gonna go back to the file manager and take a look for another PHP file where we might have some weird code. Now check out the wp-load.php file. If we open that file, as you can see, there's a weird code showing up on the top, and below that the file is normal. So there's another way to compare if the code is within the WordPress or if it's the malware code. You can have WordPress repository open side by side to compare the code with the WordPress file to make sure that the files in the WordPress are doesn't have any code which is not supposed to be there. So if I open up wp-load.php from WordPress repository in GitHub, we'll see that the code should be starting from this comment here, and that's the normal file. That's how the wp-load.php should look like. But when we go to our file, you can see there's a weird code showing up that will decode and make our website to go somewhere else and redirect to some other website which might be irrelevant to our website and should be removed. So I'll remove this code. As I said, I've already gone through most of the files and removed all the malicious code in wp-content folder. So we don't need to check all of the PHP files other than wp-content and the wp-config and the wp-config file, because all other files are WordPress core files which we can easily reinstall, easily refresh and update. So how we will do that, let me show you. So what I'm gonna do, I'll delete all the files. Make sure to take the backup of your files. Make sure to have the backup of the database of your website to perform this tutorial. Before performing this tutorial, because you might lose your files if you don't do that. Please take the backup of your website before proceeding with this tutorial. So I'm gonna delete all the files except wp-content folder and wp-config.php file, and hit delete, confirm. And now I have deleted all the WordPress core files except the wp-content folder and wp-config.php file, Why? Because wp-content folder have our themes, our plugins which are required to make a website run, and wp-config.php file have our database configuration which tells the WordPress that what is the database name, username and password, and etc. So wp-config.php file have to be gone through manually and remove any malware code present in that file. And all the PHP files in wp-content folder have also been gone through manually in case that if you see that there are any malware code, any malicious code in .php files. Themes, we can also, if you're using any free theme, we can simply reinstall the latest version by deleting and uploading the new version of the files. Same case, if you're using all the free plugins, we can simply delete the old plugin files and reinstall our plugins to make sure our website is fresh and do not have any malicious code in that. Now for WordPress core, what I'm gonna do, I will download the WordPress and here we go. I'm downloading the WordPress. Okay, I already have it in my download folder, so let's go there. And now what I need to upload is all the core files of the WordPress. So I will not upload wp-content folder and wp-config.php file. I'll just upload the WordPress core file. So what I'm gonna do, I'll upload all those files by zipping all the files except wp-content and wp-config.php file. So this is the WordPress 5.8.1. Okay, let me go there. WordPress 5.8.1, that's our WordPress files. As you can see, I have already created a zip file for all of the files except wp-content folder and wp-config.php file. So other than these two, one folder and one wp-config.php file, you can make a zip of all the other files and upload it through your file manager. Here we go, our upload is completed, and now I'm gonna go back to file manager, hit refresh, and here we have our zip folder. Now I'm going to extract it. And there we go, our WordPress core files are completely fresh now. I don't need the zip folder anymore, so I'm gonna delete that. Now click on settings and make sure that all the hidden files are available. To check the htaccess file, now you will see .htaccess file here, which might have some weird code which might take your website somewhere else, not to your wp-admin URL. So you need to check .htaccess file and delete that htaccess file and create the new version .htaccess. Now we have the blank htaccess file. We will add the default version of htaccess, which is available everywhere in Google, default htaccess WordPress. So I'm just gonna copy the default htaccess from WordPress website itself. So that's how the htaccess should look like. So this is an example of basic WordPress htaccess file. So I'm just gonna copy it and paste it here, and we are good to go. Now let's refresh and see how our website looks right now. So that's how it was looking before, when the website had malicious code. As you can see, it's completely broken. Now after updating all the WordPress core files and the htaccess file, let's see how it looks. Okay, so our website is in normal shape, back to normal. As you can see, we are seeing the normal layout of the website now, because all the malicious code from the WordPress core files have been removed now. Now what's our next step? Our next step is to update all the themes and plugins. Let's go to the dashboard, hit refresh. So that's how the dashboard was looking before, but now refresh and see how it looks. Okay, now as you can see, our dashboard is also looking normal, back to the position where it was before. Now what we're gonna do, we will update all the plugins. As you can see, there are 7 updates which needs to be done. So I'm going to update all the plugins. Okay, now update all of the plugins. Update. Okay, all of the plugins are updated except the WP Bakery page builder. The reason because it's a paid plugin. So if you have the fresh version or the fresh copy of this plugin files, what I suggest you to deactivate and re-upload all the files which you might have in backup. If you don't have it, then you'll have to go through every single file in this plugin to make sure that there is no malicious code in the files, but I don't recommend that because it's a long process again. So better is to like delete the plugin and upload the fresh version so it doesn't have any malicious code in that. Now I'm gonna go to themes after updating all of the plugins. Okay, now as you can see, we have a lot of updates showing up, but these themes, all the themes, we don't need those themes. So we don't need to update those themes because our active theme is Easy Web here, and we don't need these additional themes. So we will just delete all themes. Delete all the unused themes because we don't need those. And why we should have extra files when we don't need them? Just deleting is a better option, right? So I'm deleting all the additional themes, and here we go. Our themes are now updated, our plugins are now updated, our WordPress core files are updated. So we have gone through all these 4 steps. We updated our WordPress core files, we updated our themes and plugins, we created a fresh htaccess file, we checked all the PHP files, assuming you checked all the PHP files which are left behind. For example, that paid plugin which I showed you. So if you don't have the fresh plugin files, you should be checking each and every file to make sure there's no malicious code in that. Now the 5th and the last point is using Wordfence plugin to scan and secure your website. Now let me show you how you can do that. It's a free plugin and it's a really cool plugin to scan your WordPress files for the malicious code and secure your WordPress website. So I'm gonna add the new plugin here. Click on add new, search for Wordfence, click install now. Hit activate. Here we go, our Wordfence plugin is activated. So there's another quality of this plugin. If you add in your email here and you sign up for the mailing list, you will be getting notification about if your plugins need update, if your themes need update, or if there's any weird activity happening in your website, you will get an email notification. But I already have a lot of website to manage, so I'm just gonna skip this for now by adding the test thing. Hit continue. No, I'm not using the premium version, I need the free version, no thanks. Okay, our plugin is activated. Now I'm gonna go to Wordfence and click on scan to scan the whole website. Make sure we don't have any malicious code anymore in our WordPress website. Okay, there's a weird error. Let's click reload. Okay, that's the dashboard of our Wordfence, and it's saying that we should make this plugin automatically update. Yes, we need this plugin to be updated because it can detect the malicious code. Okay, now I'll hit start new scan to make sure there is no file left which is affected. And let it run. So after loading for like 5 to 6 minutes, that's the result which we have from our scan. And as you can see, malware scan, we don't have any malware, content safety, public files, password strength. We are good in all fronts except the vulnerability scan, which is due to the WP bakery builder as it requires to update, but it's a paid plugin and we don't have the latest version, so we'll just ignore it for now, but it's better to have the updated plugins. In WordPress website, there are a lot of complaints of having malware codes and malicious files, and it gets attacked every 1 month or 2 months. The reason because it's not people don't really update their website. They'll have to update their plugins, their themes, and sometimes now the latest version of WordPress have automatic updating feature for plugins and for themes, but when we have paid plugins, it won't update. Sometime the API key might expire for that plugin, so we'll need to borrow that plugin, that paid plugin, and update that. Make sure to do this every like 20 days, month, or maximum within 2 months to save your WordPress website from malicious code and malware, etc., etc. Now, after running and completing this scan, we are now confirmed that we don't have any malware. We are in a good shape. Now we can make our website more secure by applying this WordPress web application firewall, which can be configured by here. Now click here to configure. I'm gonna click that. And there's a pop-up you will see which will look like this. Now click on download or htaccess as a backup. Now it's telling us to please take a backup of htaccess because this plugin will try to change the access file to configure it for the safety and security purposes. Now I'll take the backup of the htaccess files, and once the htaccess backup is downloaded, we can click on continue, because sometime altering the htaccess file might break your website, so you should have htaccess backup just in case if your website breaks, but it doesn't happen most of the time. So as you can see, our firewall is now optimized through our htaccess editing. We can close this. And we are good to go now. Our website is now secure. Now there's an additional thing which we can do by adding a login security. So what I will do, I'll click on login security from Wordfence tab, and we'll go to settings. And here, what I'm gonna do, I'll add Recaptcha in our login and registration page. So when someone go to wp-admin, they'll have to go through the Recaptcha. Now go to Recaptcha dashboard, Recaptcha V3 dashboard. I'm already logged in. It's a Google free tool to add Recaptcha on your website. Make sure you're logged in using your Gmail or any Google account. I already have 41 websites where I have added Recaptcha using this Gmail account. I'm going to create another API key for Recaptcha V3. Add website of this URL. Select Recaptcha V3. Add domain just like this. Accept the terms. We don't need to send alert to owners. Hit submit. Now we have these API keys showing up. Now I'll copy these keys to Wordfence dashboard, site key, and then secret key. Increase the probability to 0.6. So make sure we do not let bots enter the website. So it's a little bit additional security which we can add. Now hit on save, which should be here somewhere. Here it is. Save. And here we go. Our website is completely fresh. There's no malware code in the website. We have added additional security through Wordfence and added Recaptcha and login. That's it for the tutorial. I hope you guys liked the tutorial. Please like, share, and subscribe so I can create more valuable content for you guys. Have a great day.